Pass, Disney has announced their replacement for the old annual pass program, and it's called the Magic Key. They just barely gave all the details, and so I'm going to go through the information that we have and help you kind of figure out how this relates to the old program and kind of give you an idea of what ticket you might be interested in if you were thinking about getting one of these. Before we get into it, make sure that you like and subscribe so you get more of our videos in the future. And as we're going through, if you have any questions, this is all brand new information, so don't hesitate to put them down in the comments, and I will do my best to find the answers for you, because again, brand new, and we're all still kind of figuring out, and there's a lot of unknowns still, but we'll kind of go through it. I don't really need to spend a lot of time talking about how the annual pass system was, because it was around for decades. Everyone's very familiar with that. The new Magic Key program, some people expected it to be like 100% completely different than the annual pass program. It really isn't. The key difference between the Magic Key, get there, and the annual pass is that the Magic Key program uses the park reservation system. So depending on what tier you have of Magic Key will determine how many park reservations you can make at once. Obviously, the more money you spend, the more reservations you can make at once, the less you spend, so on and so forth. It actually still keeps a lot of the key benefits from the annual pass holder program, including, and I'm sorry if I keep looking down as I'm using my phone here as reference so I can keep track of everything, including what they call the Magic Key Terrace. I'm assuming that this is going to be similar to the Alfresco Tasting Terrace, if not actually that itself. They've been using that for Legacy Pass holders ever since Disneyland reopened as a Legacy Pass holder exclusive lounge and dining terrace, and they said they were going to have a Magic Key exclusive reservation-based restaurant. So I'm assuming it's going to be something very similar. They're going to bring back what were AP days, now it's a Magic Key holder month, with benefits exclusively for those who are Magic Key holders. Experiences and collectibles exclusive to Magic Key holders, first access opportunities just like AP holders had, discounts at downtown Disney locations, specialty merchandise, novelties, menu items, things like that, special Magic Key photo pass opportunities, and Magic Key embroidery. Just like with annual pass holders, there were certain things that you could get embroidered on that other guests couldn't. They'll do the same thing with Magic Key holders. In addition, if you actually get a Magic Key pass within the first 66 days of its premiere, they will give you a special welcome package with like all the normal things that you would normally get as an AP holder, like magnets and things like that. They'll send you as a thank you. 66 days because this is Disneyland's 66th anniversary. Now here are the 4 tiers that they have of Magic Key holders. The most expensive one is called the Dream Key. This one is extremely similar to the old Signature Plus Pass. This one has no blockout dates. You can make reservations on any day of the year for one or both parks. You can make up to 6 reservations at a time. From what I can tell, I believe that this at a time is within a booking window of 90 days. That's the best I can tell. Disney's not really being specific, but I believe it's within 90 days. Could be 120, but I believe it's within a 90-day window. So 6 park reservations for the Dream Key, and you get the standard 20% discount on merchandise, 15% discount on food and beverage. That's not like across the board, but it's like 90% of merchandise, food and beverage gets those discounts. That's the same as the Signature Plus Pass. Also, this is the only one that includes theme park parking. Again, it's $13.99. I believe that's just under the price of the Signature Plus Pass, I believe. I could be a little bit off, as I'm just going off the top of my head here. The second one is called the Believe Key. This one is $949. So actually sub $1,000, which is good. This is where it starts getting different. You don't get as many perks. This one has blockout dates, and it's more than just the end of December. There are certain weekends in the summer and in October. There's weekends in April and some other days scattered throughout the year, but the vast majority of the year is available with the Believe Key. You can still make up to 6 reservations at a time, but this one only offers 10% discounts on select merchandise, food, and beverage. So it is quite a bit different than the Dream Key. And parking, you get 50% off parking. Now, it's not completely included, but you do save half the price that you normally would. The third most expensive is the Enchant Key. This one is $649. This has a lot more blockout dates. There's a reason they say that you get it on select days of the year. Like the whole month of July is blocked out. Most of December, like Thanksgiving is blocked out. A good part of October, weekends in April. There are quite a few blockout dates, but you still get a good chunk of days to choose from if you get the Enchant Key. This one you can make up to 4 park reservations at a time, and it does have that same 10% discount on select merchandise, food, and beverage, just like the Believe Key. This one does not include parking at all. There's no discounts or savings on parking for the Enchant Key. If you live outside the state of California, that is the cheapest pass that you can buy. But if you do live in Southern California specifically, then you have access to a 4th tier, and it's called the Enchant Key. This one has a lot of blackout dates, similar to the Enchant Key, but you still have a lot of options, especially in the non-summer months, to still come into the park. You can only make up to 2 reservations at a time, but you get the same 10% discount on select merchandise, food, and beverage. One thing to keep in mind with these park reservations is that it does seem like you're extremely limited with how often that you can come. Theoretically though, minus the blackout dates, you could still come to the park every single day. The reservations are just to make sure that they don't exceed capacity or get the park too crazy busy. And when it says you can hold up to 6, 4, or 2 reservations at a time, that doesn't mean that if you made all 4 of your park reservations, that you cannot make another one until you've used all 4. As soon as you've used one, you can go through and you can make another one. And then if you use another one, you can make another reservation. So it's as soon as you use one, you can make another one. And so theoretically, you can keep coming back over and over and over again as long as there's no blackout dates and as long as there are reservations available. Those are the only things that are going to restrict you from coming every single day. Another thing to keep in mind, they actually do have a penalty system in place for people to make sure that if you're making the reservations, you're actually using them. If you are a no-show, which is someone who's made a reservation but then never came and never used it and never canceled it, then you get to have that happen up to 3 times. After the 3rd offense, within a 90-day window, that's when you will incur a penalty. That penalty is that you will not be allowed to make any reservations for 30 days. Do not be a no-show. If your plans change and you know that you're not going to be able to make those reservations, cancel your reservation as soon as you can. Do not keep that reservation if you know you're not going to use it. It's as simple as that. That's the only penalty thing that we notice, but it is to make sure that people are not just grabbing reservations just in case they want them and then never using them. If you're going to grab them, you need to use them. Contrary to what the rumors said, the Magic Key passes are actually going to be available far sooner than we thought. They're actually going to be available this month. Beginning August 25th, you can go online or to ticket booths and you can purchase or upgrade current tickets to a Magic Key pass. And you can actually start making your reservations on that pass that day. So even if you wanted to, theoretically, you could show up on August 25th, purchase or upgrade your ticket to a Magic Key pass, make a reservation for that day, and go immediately into the parks. Now notice I said that you can upgrade tickets. If you already have tickets purchased for Disneyland and either have not made any reservations yet or are going at any point around the 25th, like including that date, those tickets can actually be upgraded, which means that the price that you spent on those tickets can be applied toward a Magic Key pass. That's an important thing to remember that will help for affordability. If any of these prices seem like they're just barely outside your price range, if you've already bought some tickets, you're part of the way there and can upgrade from there. Another thing that will help with the affordability, if you are a California resident, you have the option of payment plans. Every ticket requires $179 down, and then at that point, you can pay the rest of it off in installments. As low as $19 a month, as much as $102, depending on the tier that you're purchasing. That's again only available for California residents. If you're out of the state of California, you have to pay the whole thing up front. I personally am very surprised at how much of this program is similar to the annual passes. There's a lot similar, especially if you happen to get the Dream Key. It's extremely similar to the old Signature Plus Pass, which I think is nice. It's going to be easy to get used to these two differences between the programs. And it still offers a lot more than people thought it was going to offer. Some people. I actually thought this was about on par, but that's just me. One thing that we haven't heard about at all, we have no idea if it's going to include PhotoPass. At this point, since they haven't said anything, I'm thinking that it won't. Maybe down the road they'll add in an optional upgrade that you can pay a flat fee and get PhotoPass included. But right now they haven't said anything, so I think it's safe to assume that it's not part of it. But we'll have to wait and see, because they're probably going to be announcing more things as they go forward. That's about all the information that I have on it right now. As we get more information, or if things change, I'll make more videos or post things on our website to clarify things or add things or change things. Who knows? But again, this is just all brand new, just barely dropped. So just getting this information to you guys out as fast as I possibly can. So if you have questions, please leave them in the comments and I will search for those answers and I will let you know, so that especially those of you out there who are former APs and are interested in getting back in that family again, you can figure out what pass is going to be best for you. I have the information, mostly pretty much everything that I talked about here, but in a written format, so it's easier to digest, on our website. I'm going to post the link in the description below. And then, as I said, keep an eye on our Facebook and Instagram pages, particularly because that's where I'm going to be putting all the updates immediately as we get them. But otherwise, hopefully this helps some of you guys, and we will see you guys next week. All right, bye.